All right, guys, welcome back to a new and special episode of the Grand Prairie PD podcast.
Very special.
I'm here with Emily today. And if any of you are watching, you're probably looking at the screen and wondering where our guest is because it doesn't look like we have one. It looks like we have 3 hosts.
Yes, 3 hosts. I like that.
But we are interviewing my good friend Katie today.
Thank you.
Just a ray of sunshine. When
Not what you said a second ago.
I love,
right?
yeah. Well, I mean,
You went the other direction on the spectrum.
no, you're a ray of sunshine.
Appreciate
I
it.
love everything about you, and that you just carry yourself in a way that I think a lot of people admire, and you're a dude in this department that people can rely on and people value.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, so I just love you a lot.
Thank you.
Just
One
want
of
to
my
point out she
favorite
said none of those things in mind.
Nate's like, hey, wait, what happened?
He's like, I heard you were a hick. Let's talk about that.
Well, we're gonna get there with him because he started in Lufkin, correct?
Yes, L-Town, baby. That's
It's
right.
a pretty big place.
No, 30,000 people, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 5A football. That's all I care about.
5'8",
5A.
5A.
So yeah, you classify by the number of students in your high school. So yeah, no man, it's a country towns, country bumpkin as we say.
Country bumpkin.
Yeah, I grew up there. So I call us the Black Brady Bunch. There's 5 of us. Like that's a lot of kids. you
As a
know what I mean?
family, not a city.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, so there was a bunch of us. I say a bunch. It was 5. I'm the middle child, the spoiled middle child. So lots of country stuff.
What did you do for fun?
Oh, bro, you don't. Everything. So we played football in the backyard, climbed trees, ate raw pears.
Raw pears.
Yeah, so they're not ready to be picked, but you still eat them, and it just go right through you. Yeah. Let's see. We did.
Did y'all have any animals or farm or anything like that?
Of course, we had a dog. I couldn't tell you his name.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say, yeah, we raised deer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We had a dog. We had the most suburban thing ever.
No, bro, we had a dog, but like, I don't know. I think old school was you keep the dog outside. So like now, he never came in the house ever, and then he ate what we ate. So you talking about a dog that was raised on collard greens and
The
cornbread?
leftovers, yeah.
I said, I know that dog had high cholesterol, and we don't even know it. Shit, we don't even know it. Poor puppy. Yeah.
But you've maintained that still though, because you feed Taco probably better than you feed your own children.
True.
Yeah.
So Taco is I think he's 3, and
Already.
yeah, Cane Corso. And you're right. So I like to do raw and mix it with kibble, but what they don't tell you is that the raw is super expensive. Holy crap! It's $20 a tube, and he can go through a tube in a week.
I believe
he's
it.
105 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Could you imagine if you're not mixing it with that kibble too? If you
no.
just feed them that every day? Good Lord.
Yeah, that would be $200 or $300 a month.
Katie
And
used to, actually may still do it, but she used to cook for her dogs. The same way like I cook for my kids, she
Really?
cooked for her dog kids. She has like 7 of them.
yeah, no, I don't have that kind of time.
No. I love my dogs, but not that much.
Yeah, and some people
don't
do,
like my dog.
but those raw diets are
Do
crazy.
you want mine? You can have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I like a dog like him, or like his, where it's like I have
Mine-
a dog that's like, if someone were breaking the house, it's useful.
I have a German Shepherd.
Yeah, that's cool. And
You may
they
have
shit a
him.
lot. Yeah, no.
no, it's too big. You have a big dog.
Okay. Well, anyways, sorry, I kind of got you. So can you please explain the commercial reference for him?
Okay.
Since he's so behind
Yeah.
with
So,
what's going on
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Okay, explain, please.
so let me think. So I have to go way back. So 9 years old, started playing baseball. Was somebody on the team, on the All-Star team? They were like, "Man, you have a pretty smile, and your teeth are awful white." And
Is it a
An
coach or?
adult said this?
it was a family. So the player and
We're
his
gonna get
mom.
into that
Oh
later.
yeah, the
Yeah.
player and his mom. He's like, man. At one point, we were the Colgate kids, like my family, because we all have a nice smile. So anyway, one thing led to another, and I think his mom had told my mom, I know this guy, and he's asking about y'all, and would you be interested in shooting a commercial? And I'm like, a commercial? You know, like we from Podunk, Lufkin Texas. I'm not
Hold
gonna be
on.
in a commercial.
Katie, you didn't set it up to me this way when you told me, but this is like the start of every like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon documentary that's coming out now.
Okay, yeah. I was like, man, our minds went different places because it sounds like that movie, that human trafficking movie that came out recently.
Or
It's like,
that.
oh yeah, come audition, and you show up, it's just an empty room with a Bubba, and you're like, crap.
And now you're filming a Tyson chicken commercial in the back of some man's warehouse. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm jumping to the...
No.
Go
We don't
ahead.
think human trafficking is fun.
Yeah, no. So no human trafficking.
That's why I can't find the commercial. It didn't happen, Katie. It never happened.
I know it didn't air, but so
Oh, God.
they reach out and they tell us, we're gonna go out. It's like just outside of Lufkin. There was this big old red barn, kind of like, I don't know, it's like every commercial, if they're showing a farm, you see this red barn with the white trim. So we pull up and, you got a few cameras over here. And I just remember my line was, we were sitting at the table and like mama's passing out Tyson's
your whole
chicken.
family?
Yeah, Tyson's chicken. And my line was to eat something and go, Tyson's chicken, good.
With that smile. Mm-hmm.
And so, that's what I remember from the commercial. Yeah, but it never made it. It was just funny.
Man.
Oh, it was funny.
You really could have had a career for yourself if that commercial had aired.
Yeah.
Your career would
True
have taken
story.
off.
Yeah,
Yep.
funny.
Have you ever talked to anybody, like your parents, to make sure it was a real thing?
I know, right?
Like it wasn't just like an elaborate prank?
Investigate that, as an adult.
Yeah. Oh man, that was funny. That was crazy.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, somebody came up and was like, "Yeah, your kid looks really good. We should."
Have you
I
talked
like
to
take
Brian
pictures."
about that?
No, we just saw each other. What's today? Tuesday. I saw them Sunday. Yeah, so he's got some more stuff going on. So my brother is a psychiatrist in Fort Worth.
He's awesome.
And he's always doing something. So we just come up with this plan. So hopefully here in the next couple months, we'll talk about it on air.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Cool.
So,
Brian's cool.
yeah.
Good deal.
So your brother's a psychologist?
Psychiatrist.
What's the difference?
Oh,
Psychiatrists are going to be like prescribing the meds, and psychologists are, there's different psychologists, but historically they're like doing assessments, doing diagnostic testing / some counsel.
yes, and he focuses on kids.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's why he hasn't fixed you.
true.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's
I make him
trying to
run the
go
other
back
way.
to the Tyson chicken era and
Yeah.
fix what he couldn't back then.
Yeah, man, we had all kind of crazy nicknames. Colgate Kids, Smileys.
Smiley is
Yeah,
not very
like,
Feels
creative.
offensive?
No, not really.
No.
Because it
It's
was all
just not
about
creative.
It's
smiles.
the S on the end.
Well, okay. They were like, man, you know, the whole family, y'all have a pretty smile, pretty teeth. I'm like, bro, we can't afford braces. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, mom does.
Yeah, we just brush,
So it's just genetically straight teeth.
I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My kids have the opposite, and they're going to be so expensive.
Really?
Yeah. oh,
Braces are expensive. Oh, my daughter has them. Oh.
Does
I'm like,
she
take
have
'em
like braces or are they Invisalign now?
No. The braces.
Everybody's doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it, but I took it out because I was in college and it made me kind of have a lisp, and I wasn't trying to do that
Me
when
too.
I was at the
That's why
Theta Chi
it's all
house.
crooked again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Is it true though when you use Invisalign, you have to like keep
Yes.
wearing them because otherwise the teeth
Yep.
start to shift again?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why mine's
You
all-
can only take it out to eat.
Yeah.
And then you've got, and it like, you get kind of used to it, but it like saliva packs in there and you kind of lisp a little bit. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to work.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay with braces then.
Yeah. Stick with
Pay
that.
I hated
$2,400, whatever it was, and you pay that crap, and you just like, and then they're, oh, you have to bring her back every few weeks, you know, so
that's
they
just
tighten.
once across
Yeah.
the board? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's not the
Yeah,
worst.
and then LASIK is
2,400?
even more expensive. She wants LASIK when she's 18, and I'm like,
No.
How much is LASIK?
I paid $3,200 for mine.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah, expensive. But the contact solution, I started wearing contacts when it was $3 a bottle, and I finished paying $10 a bottle.
Wow. That's crazy. But you've got hookups too. So did you not have, because he's got a laundry guy, a laundry detergent guy. So you don't have a contact solution guy?
Nope, just LASIK. Get the LASIK.
Just like
He's like a master networker. So in his job, he finds people.
You speak. You always speak to people because you don't know what somebody can offer.
Yeah.
So you just speak. Hey, how you doing? Talk to them. Next thing you know, because I had a hookup on tires. True story. Answered a burglar alarm at a warehouse, and the guy was like, "Man, we love
Take
PD."
what you want.
It's amazing.
That's not a hookup. That's stealing.
It's amazing.
It doesn't work
We're
like
gonna
that.
call it what we call it.
Okay, so
It's called improperly handling evidence.
So the guy, I think he was like the manager of the warehouse. But anyway, he was like, no, man, we love police. You know, he goes, we're not open to the public. But he goes, if any one of you guys come in here, ask for me, and I'll get you whatever tires for your vehicles. So I was like, okay, cool. And I'm thinking, nah,
And he charge you money?
Yeah, but it's nowhere near what you would pay when you go somewhere else. So, and I think at the time I had like a Nissan Altima. I went and got
Not an
4
Altima.
brand new tires with 50,000 mile warranty for like $97.
So, hookup.
There you go.
Sometimes
So-
I work my cases and people, like, something happens and they're like, I had no idea such and such was stolen. And I'm like, sure?
see where
Are we
he's
sure?
going.
I would believe, okay, but if it was any other person who told me like, hey, I got a tire hookup, I would be sketched out. But he's got just this way of like making people be like, oh yeah, we'll do whatever you want, and yeah,
That's
we'll
true.
give you like we'll eat the rest of the $500 cost for you, Katie.
Hey.
And they did offer a warranty. That made me feel better about it.
Yeah. Oh, they were legit tires.
Yeah.
Name brand. Hey, I threw
What's
them out.
what's the laundry detergent hookup? Because that is expensive.
Don't.
Yeah,
Don't.
we'll talk about it later.
Because I
probably
don't
is
want
Yeah.
anybody else. I want to remain
Okay.
on that hookup. I don't want that to deplete.
Yeah. But, yeah, we'll
Times
talk
are
about
tough.
it. Yeah, but you just speak to
I
people.
had to buy
and-
it last week, and I got really angry.
Oh, no,
terrible.
it's super expensive now.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And we buy regular detergent for me and Nate, and then we buy Drift, for the kiddo.
That it's pink and white, right?
Yeah, it smells real good, but it's like the baby
For the
stuff.
baby stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although he's costing me, he gonna have to start
Baby, you got
contributing a little
Hey, I
bit.
bought-
So he's about to start switching to Tide.
I bought it last week, and they were extra big. They're little cube things, or little packages, the ones that people were eating.
Tide
And-
Pods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but they were extra big, and I was like, why am I buying the extra big ones? And I guess they have fabric softener, so we got like this whole argument about why fabric softener shouldn't exist or why we shouldn't use it.
It's not actually good for you, right? Like, isn't fabric
Oh, I
softener?
didn't put that much thought into it. I'm just like, it's cloth, like it's soft, it's fine.
See,
Correct.
Well, that's because he's old school country. I'm like, just pour the Tide in there and
Yes.
be done.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have to put the fabric softener on this side and the detergent on this side, and you close.
Does it actually
doing
work
it.
though?
I-
I've never used
Well,
fabric
okay,
softener.
so for
Sounds make
towels and sheets, you got to use it.
Really?
Because as you fold your towels and put them up, you may not use that towel for weeks, or
I go through my towels.
oh,
How
okay, for
often are
days.
you using? You holding on to like a singular towel?
like 2 or 3 days, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable.
And so, but I have like maybe
Well, 2 or 3 showers. He's from Lufkin. He showers like
This is
once-ish a week.
twice a week. Hey, save
Make
water.
a good point.
Save
Speaking
water.
of water, there's a thing called water softener. I'm sorry, we're
Yes.
not talking about all about what we should be talking about.
No.
We're
that's-
talking about what we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
There's a thing, and you can actually, very important.
Sounds make-believe.
Water softener, very important, but also water filtration for your shower head.
Yes.
Super important for your skin and for your hair.
Yes.
I'm not even lying.
Okay.
Look it up.
I'm gonna jump on her bandwagon because that is
but
so
the
true.
hair thing?
You've got a
Is that
lot of
what-
skin
is that what
No.
smacked
that
the
you
hair?
need to be taken care of.
You can feel the difference. Is it what makes
So
the water
it's the pH
hard?
levels.
Oh, okay.
And then the different chemicals and things that's like minerals build up that's in our water that we shower with, and that can clog your pores. It can clog your hair follicles. It can add
learning today.
layers.
Is this why when you see a rich person, you can just look at them like there's something?
Yes.
You don't know what it is.
You're
it's just like-
glowing.
yeah.
Balanced pH water. You can buy like pH systems for your actual shower head and for your water whatever they're
I
called.
don't even know what pH is. This thing right here says it's a certain pH.
So there's different pHs for different things. There's pH for like cooking.
Yeah,
There's
9 to 5.
pH for laundering, washing hands, showering, drinking water is very different pH level from like what you should be showering with versus what you should be cooking with.
Yeah.
And it's basically like the level of, I don't know, minerals and stuff in your water
Yeah.
of what needs to be there for like filtration.
So we've probably seen it. You look on the side of somebody's house and they got those big old silver tubes, and you're like, "What? It's a water filtration system." And you can tell the difference when you take a shower. So
Yeah.
then it's real smooth.
Or like your water, like that you drink, it's
Yeah.
different.
It is. It's smooth.
And it's very like your water. This is gonna turn into something very different. I like it. Your water that you drink is super important to be like balanced with electrolytes and minerals and pH level, because otherwise you're kind of further dehydrating yourself if you're not adding in the proper level of electrolytes and minerals.
Unless you're from Lufkin and you just go straight to the water hose.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's what we did.
Yep, that's what we did.
Yeah.
I love finding out there's things I should be spending money on that I'm not currently.
Yeah, but they're expensive.
Yeah,
They're pretty
oh, cool.
expensive.
Yeah, like
But
3,000
start
and
with a
5,000.
shower head filter. Those are, you can buy those on Amazon for like next to nothing. And there's some that have like essential oils in it and it smells good.
No.
Spa day.
Oh man.
No,
No, they're awesome. Yeah, you say that, knock it until you try it, but it's
gonna
going
try
to
it.
change the experience.
I'm gonna try it.
Yep.
Trust me.
You're going to
All
be
right, so-
switching to like 5 towels a week. I promise you. You're going to have to find a fabric softener hookup.
I will.
The amount of laundering you'll be doing. Anyways, you had somewhere you wanted to go? Sounded like.
Oh yeah, there was.
Go for it.
I was gonna talk about police stuff because we're still.
You said police stuff. Let's do it.
So you're a hillbilly in Lufkin. You're growing up playing football. You went to college playing football.
Yes, sir. I played at McMurry University. It's in Abilene.
What
Did
position
the
you
crop tops start there?
Yes,
or?
they did. So it's interesting.
play? Like a Zeke look.
Yes. So shout out to one
Or
of my
longest
linemen.
yard.
Huh?
Or longest yard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So Farley, he would always go, Katie, you're a prima donna. So like if you're a receiver, I didn't want to be dirty, wet, you know, you just always real clean when you go to practice.
What?
So-
wide receiver? Like what receiver?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. That was Nate's. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
So when I got out there, they were like, "Oh, you can run. So now you're gonna do punt return, kick return, starting receiver." I did everything. So when you put on your pads and your jersey, of course you sweat. Now Abilene is 105, easy, you know, especially during August. So I was like, man, I'm going through shirts. So what I did was I took a T-shirt and I would cut off the sleeves, but then I would cut it here. And so when I take my pads off after the game, you go, man, that guy looks good, right? But it's an itty bitty shirt and it's only about 6 inches long. And so you're walking around with these shirts, and that's where that whole thing, like crop tops. I was like, man, I should start my own line. Zeke, you know, wear one, but it only looks good if you have a 6-pack. So it's not for everybody.
So
Or
would
if you're
you
a
do like the Lululemon? You can only wear Katie's crop tops if you have a 6-pack, because Lululemon kind of got into some trouble about like not selling to bigger people.
Oh, see, I would sell to everybody. I mean, a
make
dollar
fun.
is a dollar. There you go.
That Tyson chicken didn't work out, so we're gonna have to find it somewhere else.
But yeah, so I did that all through college, and so then I just started putting slogans on the back, like you know, all day was one of them. I wore that for a long time. Yeah, so it'd be something.
You
I was
sloganed
started.
your own crop tops. Mm-hmm. I love that for you. Mm-hmm. That's important.
Yeah,
There's so many things I want to
That's-
say, but I can't because
that
we're running the
makes-
episode.
I mean, you
They'll
can,
just cancel it.
you can say it. He's gonna cut it out.
yeah.
Say it, because now I'm curious.
How do you go from being
So from college to to police. Oh, interesting. So I followed my ex-wife to the Metroplex. So she graduated first and then moved to Fort Worth. And then I graduated, moved to Fort Worth. I actually started off in finance, city financial.
Oh, really?
The best move I ever made, because I started off with vehicle financing and then home mortgages. So all of my knowledge when it comes to that stuff is from way back then. So that's how I know a lot about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's an interesting transition from.
Yeah, because after City that's when I joined the PD Yonder Ways, and then I came over here. But
Did you enjoy doing the financial stuff?
I mean, it was cool. And I'm going to tell you a quick story that is kind of crazy, but I was in it when I guess the housing crash or whatever took place. But you could see, we called it jingle mail. And at first I was like, what does that mean? So we could see the market going down before the actual homeowners. And it's weird, I guess, because we could call different parts. I would talk to different people throughout the country. And you sit there and somebody would come through and they're like, yeah, we got some mail. And you could shake an envelope and it was house keys. And what happened was people were sending back their house keys because they were being not really evicted, but the mortgage crisis.
Yeah.
People were finding out that they had a IO loan, which is an interest-only loan. And so they've been there for 10 years. And then if you're in certain states, California, you start off owing $500,000. You've paid for 9 years. You still owe me $500,000, but your value was like $300,000. Holy crap!
What?
I didn't personally experience it, but people were taking their own lives. They were mailing in their keys, going "F this, I'll just walk away."
Holy crap!
Yeah, we went through some things.
Was that like 2008?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah.
And so I remember being called into the office, and true story, there's like 8 of us sitting there, and I won't even say this company because I hate this company. And they go, y'all need to write more loans. We need to push a 5-1 ARM. And I'm like,
A what?
a 5-1 ARM. That's a 5-year, it's the same, and then every year after that it changes. ARM is adjustable rate mortgage.
No.
Okay.
And we're going, no, the interest rates say that we need a fixed 30-year across the board. Those are better. I don't care. We're going to do what's best for this company. And I remember looking at one of my buddies and telling Wes, bro, I'm on my way out. Because they're going to fire us for not writing loans. When I tell you, I've seen some stuff on that side of it. It's just like the knowledge that I gained was, oh man, it was top notch.
So I was going to make a joke about you being like solely responsible for the housing crash.
Yeah,
no. Actually, you kind of stood up
I
to
helped some people.
Yep.
So I remember this one lady, she called from Cali. And I remember going, I said, ma'am, she's going to mail her keys in. I said, no, wait. So back then this company had this type of loan. I think I can say it, but I don't care. It's called a fast track loan. So fast track means you're already with the company. You're in good standing. It's a no-doc loan, meaning you don't have to send me anything. Just you calling in, you verify who you are, and I'm going, okay, so I can look up on the computer.
Okay, sure.
The value of your house and this and that. So I said, well, ma'am, what's the difference between a $200,000 foreclosure and a $500,000 foreclosure? And she's crying. She's like, I don't know, baby. I don't know what. I said, okay, I'm going to hang up, and then I'm going to call you from another line. So I hung up, not supposed to, but called her from a cell phone. So I said, I'm just going to say Miss Johnson. I said, Miss Johnson, all right, listen to me. If you have to walk away, that's fine, but at least walk away with money in your pocket, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to call you from my desk line. We're going to do a no-doc. You're going to do a fast-track loan. You're going to do a refi, and I'm going to put some money in your pocket. And she was thinking like $10,000. I said, no, ma'am, I'm looking at the value right now. I said, I can give you $300,000 without doing an appraisal.
In cash?
Ding, 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 ding. And she, I guess I can say it. To this day, she'll text me every
Maybe
blue
not.
moon and go, thank you. You know, how's you and the family doing? She keeps up.
That's so cool.
She keeps up with, because if you're going to walk away, because you don't control the market.
Yeah.
But if something tragic is happening to you like that, I was like, hell yeah, I feel obligated. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
I would want somebody to do me like, hey,
Yeah.
Katie, you got to turn your truck in. Well, let's, somehow get some money out of it. So that's what I did. But I'm telling you, it was every day. We were getting jingle mail. You just see, they throw those envelopes down and you hear it. And I was just like, and I remember talking to people, they were crying on the phone, and I'm going, what are y'all crying about? Y'all make $19,000 a month between the two people, balling, because they had a neg am loan. So you have an interest-only loan where your balance just stay the same. Think about if you sent me $4,000 every month, and I add $5,000 to your balance.
Oh, my God.
And you're in California. and you call me 9 years later and you go, yeah, what's my balance? 200 something. Two? No, ma'am, you owe me $750,000.
That's
How's that even legal?
wild.
I mean, I know how it's legal because our politicians suck.
I think negative amortizing loans were for investors, but they made them open to the public. So once people figured out that I can go get $1 million house, so even way back then when rates were where they were, if you get $1 million, you should be paying $10,000 a month. Just like $100,000 mortgage, you should pay $1,000 a month. No, they could get that $1 million house for $2,000 a month, but then that difference we were adding to your balance. Talk about going the other way, but that was for people to buy a house, flip it, renovate it, get rid of it. Investors. Nope, general public. Oh, I'm gonna get this big old house and pay pennies on the dollar. Yeah.
Worry about tomorrow's problem when it gets here.
There you go, and man, when tomorrow hit them, it hit them.
Man,
You know,
that's wild.
Yeah, so that was quite the experience. Like, you know, I don't wish that on anybody. Like when you wake up, you think you've been doing whatever for 8-9 years.
Yeah.
And then you make that phone call, and I'm sitting there going,
Good God.
And even back then, while we're talking about it, like how I got here, it was like we were sitting in the office. So I told you they brought us in. They're gonna fire us, right? Because we're not writing loans. To the point where the guy sitting next to me is sitting back, and I remember like it was yesterday, New Jersey. For me to take your application over the phone, you have to give me $514 just to take your application. There are things that you could tell me on the phone where I go, whoa, you're not going to qualify. And I see this cat, and he's just laughing. He's like, hey, I just got this one, $514. They're out in New Jersey. That loan is, we just say the loan's going to blow up. That means it was no good. He goes, that app's going to blow up probably tomorrow. So you took their $514 so that you can get a tick mark, so that you look good to your boss. Oh, so-and-so is writing loans. Come on, Katie, you need to write loans. No, it doesn't make sense. I'm not writing that loan. I'm not taking their money. Oh, I hate this company. Yep.
You're going to have to tell me afterwards.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, I sat right next to this cat, and they praised him, and I was like, I told Wes, I said, bro, we're going to get fired or we'll have to quit. So I put in my app, and that's how – I had a friend over there where I used to work, and she was like, Katie, have you thought about police work? And I was like, yeah, I got to get out of the office. Just sitting at the computer – and you talking to people that's doing, I mean, just they're at the end of their rope, you know, and I was like, I got to do something different. I like helping people, but I need to be outside. And she was like, oh, I think you'd be a pretty good police officer. So that's how I ended up doing police work.
So I like, no affinity for it, like you never like watch cop shows and be like, oh, yeah, I can do that. But you're just
bro,
like.
We didn't have cable when I was little. What are you talking about? Watch cop shows. We watched Cheers every day.
Dude, we still watch Cheers.
Yeah. So on the TV that Mama had, it was we'd almost have to volunteer somebody. So you had to stand in a certain spot and twist the antenna so it'll come in clear. Dude, you know, talk about some crazy stuff. Like, okay, you stay here to the first commercial, and then we'll switch.
That's why you needed 5 in the house.
There you go.
That's it.
But yeah, so we didn't have cable, man. We had one
of the giant antennas, like the one size of a car on top of the house.
Oh,
and my dad would have to climb up on the roof to adjust it depending on what channel you want. And like if a storm was coming through,
No
the wind would
way.
come in, blow it, move it, you lose your. But my dad's like, no, we're watching TV. And so it didn't matter how much lightning there was, he's climbing up there trying to adjust the antenna. Yeah, it was wild. In hindsight, I was just like, oof, man.
Yeah.
dangerous.
Times were rough.
Yeah.
Times were rough.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, so it was good times, man. I learned a lot from that company, but you know, I tell people, man, you can learn what not to do. Like watching people that is corrupt like that, and it was from the top down because the head guy came in and spoke to us, and you know, let's write more loans and put people in a 3-1 arm with a 3-year PPP, and I'm like, no. Y'all are screwing good people. And
well, and like I mentioned a second ago, or made a comment about how this kind of stuff happens because our politicians. Some of that I guess is true in the sense that politicians could possibly come in and make things illegal. But on the flip side, if your average everyday person just looked at it and said, "Hey, I don't care if I'm doing this for a paycheck. This is wrong," you know, like you did. If everyone did that and just conducted themselves in a way that they would want someone to behave towards them, those companies couldn't do that because they couldn't find people
We'd have, no
to
industry.
facilitate that.
True, because when you walk in, and you have all these loan originators sitting there. And just to go back a little bit, bro, when I pulled up to do my interview, I'm walking to the front door and I'm like, what the hell? It's Mercedes, BMW, you know. And I think I had a little Chevy
Nissan
S10.
Altima.
No, I had like a Chevy S10, like that little bitty truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't even fit over here. And then to get in there and start working and you going, oh, this is how.
Right.
Because it was nothing for us to make $10,000 a month back then. Oh, when you close.
For the company or for yourselves?
For yourself. Like you
Wow.
closing that many loans, like we were loan originators.
Right.
You know, but I'm like, no. I'd rather make $6,000 a month and do it the right way.
Right.
Where I can tell you, I had buddies to my left they were laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, y'all, you gonna have to answer for that.
Yeah.
So me and Wes quit, and then I know 4 or 5 of us quit within a week. So what I did was I built up my pipeline, and then the people that I wanted to help, like that lady out of Cali, I made sure I helped them. Helped another lady from Denver refi all of her houses in California. I was like, no, let me help a few so that I know y'all are going to get rid of me. But they were getting rid of good people for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was like, man, that's weird, but whatever.
It's so easy to like just do the right thing too and help people.
True. Until it comes down to that almighty dollar. I mean, and I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand.
You know, playing devil's advocate, I mean, you go home to your family and you look at your kids and, you know, they want to do this or, you know, they want this nice thing. Or sometimes not even nice things. Sometimes, you know, they just want to keep up,
right.
You know, with you know, what's around them. And you looking at your kids and telling them no versus screwing over some theoretical person on a cell phone or the end of the phone line. I get it. I get how people get there. But
True.
at the end of the day, regardless, and it's especially important in our profession, regardless of what the rules say or what the letter of the law is, you got to approach every situation and make your decision based on the morals that guide you every day. And just like with us, you don't walk in every call and say, hey, according to this book, I can put you in jail, so that's what I'm going to do. You walk in and say, what's the right decision for this particular situation?
Yeah. It was definitely eye-opening.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So how was the adjustment period going into police work?
Bro, for me, it was fun. It was different. Of course, the sterile environment. When I say that, you know, corporate America is you badge in, you go get you a little cup of coffee, and you're sitting at your desk, and so we'd have this big old clock, and you know that, hey, I think my shift started 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. You type in your stuff and you log in, and so that's how they monitor everybody. You'd have a room full of 100 underwriters and or loan originators, so that was different. Going to the academy is like, you know, now you got people yelling in my face, and I'm like, whoa! I stopped playing football a few years ago. What you yelling for? And it's, you know, get in line, and if you don't, the whole military.
It was
type,
real militaristic back then.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, this is different. And then getting in trouble for the next person was something totally new because, you know, where you come from, it was like, nope, I run my cube, I'm good. So, but it was fun, and I knew getting outside was what I wanted and being able to help somebody. So it wasn't bad for me, and I think some of that was the athletic stuff. So like running and, y'all are going to work out and go do 50 push-ups. Okay, whatever, let's do it so I can go back inside.
Did you ever find yourself in a moment where you're like outside in the heat, covered in mace, and just in pain, like maybe your desk wasn't that bad?
True. Man, so that day we got maced at the academy. They do one of those that we used to call C-clamp. You open up the eyes and the guy stands in front of you and I mean gives it to you, just all in your eye, and you're like, and then he's like, oh, go fight this person. Now go over there and handcuff this guy, and then you have to run down 20 yards, jump a fence, and I was just like, oh, but I was one of those, bro. I was inside you go over to the water station, and you're just trying to get that grit or whatever it is out of your eyes. I hated that. That was a day that I'm like, you know what? Let me go back to corporate America, and the desk, it's going to be good. But no, because I wanted to be outside. So it was.
Dude, if I would have known how bad that sucked, I don't know that I would have done. I don't know that I'd be doing this job. I hated it so much. Like I was hurting for over 12 hours. Like my skin blistered up.
Okay. So this is a true story. I'm gonna tell it too. It's funny. So with mace, when you get mace, they go, hey, after you do the initial washing it out of your eyes, we had to go back to the classroom, but they're getting ready to release us because everybody's sitting there, eyes red. So she was like, hey, just so you know, it reactivates later. Sure. And I'm like, because I think
they let you rinse off with water, at least they did ours, for like an hour.
An hour. So
laughing at you without telling you the water makes it worse.
There you go. So I'm sitting in the classroom. I'm like, no, I'm good. So I remember because I had an apartment. I lived by myself. I'm like, man, all right. So I get released and I go home. And it was like, I think 2 other officers, one of them was my classmate, they live in the same apartment complex. So he's like, Katie, man, I'm about to go home. I said, I don't feel like doing nothing. I said, me too, bro. So I'm good. So true story. I remember walking in and I think I was eating and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a shower so I could just lay down. Absolutely true story. So I jump in the shower and I start washing and then, so you got sprayed in your face. So my whole head started getting hot. And then it just starts heating up. And then my neck starts burning. And then my nipple starts burning. And it just keeps working its way south. And I'm sitting there. And mind you, I live by myself. And so now I start freaking out. So my armpits are burning. So I start one of these. I burning. And I'm just like, what is going on? And so I finally get out of the shower and I'm like, man, my face is on fire again. It's like it's like getting sprayed again a second time. So I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do. So I take my underwear and I put them in the freezer. I swear to God, I put my drawers in the freezer.
That's not bad, yeah.
And so I jump on my bed and I'm looking like I'm about to make a snow angel, and I turn that ceiling fan on as high as it can, and it was a raggedy apartment, so you just hear ram, 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 ram. So the ceiling fan is going real fast, and I'm just laid out like this, and I'm like, and I'm just breathing, and I'm like, I'm burning. Every inch of me is burning, right? And so about 5 minutes go by, and so I run over and I put my drawers on real fast, and I was like, that feels so good. And I was sitting on the edge of my bed in some cold drawers. True story. I was like, man, they said it reactivates. I didn't know what they were talking about. I got it now.
Man, I knew exactly what they're talking about. And I still, like, you just forget. You're just like, okay, so I'm taking a shower, hop in, and as soon as I got in, I knew because my dad had done it. And I was like, as soon as I got in and the water hit me, I was like, oh, nope, it's too late.
Yeah, too late. Once it starts running. Man, my I don't know. I'm gonna call them my rookie stories. I just had so many of them. So I told you my buddy, he stayed in the same apartment complex. Well, I think and you remember. So over there they give you all your police gear like in a brown paper sack, like everything. But when they give it to you, they go, "Hey, don't go through it. We're gonna go in class," and they go over stuff. KD, I'm not gonna
go home. You try hard.
I'm not listening, right? So I walk in my apartment. I'm in that same raggedy apartment. And I set my stuff down, and boy, curiosity got the best of me. So I'm watching TV, and I'm looking. Let me take something out. Oh, that looks pretty neat. What? A baton. All right, I'm watching TV. Oh, look, some handcuffs. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm finna go through it. So I dump it out. I'm sitting there, and I don't know what made me do it, but I actually put the handcuff on.
Oh, my God.
To see how it felt. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And then I put the second one on. Blink. And I'm like, I've never seen handcuffs, play with them enough. So I got both hands. I'm handcuffed, and I'm like, where's the key? And I don't see a key. No. I'm looking. I dumped the bag out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm in my drawers, and I'm like,
The normal warm drawers?
Yeah. So I remember I started sweating because I'm freaking out thinking I got to call 911 to help somebody. I swear to God. So I'm sweating and I'm starting to panic. So then I pick up the phone. I call my buddy. I said, bro, get down here right now. I need you. And he was like, all right, man, I'm on my way. So he knocks on the door and I open up the door and I'm handcuffed. And he like, mother, what you doing? I said, bro, help me. I said, I don't know how to take the handcuffs off.
In your underwear.
And so when I tell you to this day, when we see each other, we laugh so hard. I was just like, man, talk about embarrassing.
I genuinely don't know if I believe like that it only went that's how KD wound up handcuffed in his underwear.
Yeah.
It sounds actually pretty on par.
Man. True story. I mean, just I don't know. As a rookie, I did some silly stuff. So that's how I'm able to help these youngsters now. Like, look, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny.
A bunch of them.
Any of them from training?
No, I remember. So what they call it, Lil T over there. So when you get cut loose, then you can ride with another young officer to kind of help you, even though you're not
Like
on
6
training.
months or whatever, you don't ride solo, you ride with somebody else.
Oh, okay.
So I remember pulling in. I think I told this story before, but you pulling into an apartment complex, and all the bad guys, they're like sitting on this car. And as soon as the police car pull in, they're like, nope, 5-0. So they all start walking away. Well, young, and let me go over there. So I would go over there, and I remember picking up it was a sandwich bag, and it was pills, but it looked like Skittles. And so I remember going, whose candy is this? And so they're all looking at me like this. I ain't talking to him. I know this trick. I'm like, somebody left their candy, man. Y'all didn't have to walk off. And so they all walked off, and I set it back on the
Oh, my God.
and I left. Oh, man.
Your little sea partner's probably looking at you like, oh man, he's like thinking ahead. He's like setting a trap or something.
Man.
Yeah. No, we left. What MDMA or whatever those.
Yeah.
X. Yeah. It just left a bag of pills right there.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all come get your candy, man. We out of here. Good to see you.
You're like, I just figured out how to get out of handcuffs, so this is too much for me.
So, oh man, yeah, it was.
Oh god.
You're not like a drug dealing cop because you're giving it for free.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It
True.
was there.
Yeah, but it was good times over there. And the other funny one was when. Of course, as a young rookie officer, you almost have to prove yourself to whoever you're working with. Okay, this guy's squared away, so we're not worried about it.
That's how a lot of us get in trouble.
Yeah, well, and you look dumb. Yeah. So here's the KD story. So I forget it. She was like, 741, take the disturbance over at Walmart. So I'm like, we getting there, and then I hear her dispatch 2 of my other buddies that. They were like, yeah, we'll go over there. We'll, put me around, show me around. So I get there, and I said, bro, I got it. I already know what this is. So the notes were, guy gave a ride to somebody to Walmart, and now he doesn't want to get out of the car. We dealt with calls like that all the time. So I'm like, I got this one. So I walk over there, and this is exactly what the guy goes. Officer, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep 100 with you, man. I just came down here, man. He dropped me out. I was looking for some work. Those were his words. So we're in the parking lot of Walmart. Yeah. And this young fella said, man, I'm looking for some work. Yeah. My response, work is drugs, just so you know. I think it was crack cocaine or crack, but work, that's what that is. KD's bright response was, okay, well, who's going inside to fill out the application? You got to go inside if you want some work, you probably need to go in there.
Kind of far back.
Yeah. Why y'all park way down here? Go up there and go tell them you want to fill out the application. And the guy goes, and I'm like, I'm missing something. So by this time, the other officer is standing right there, and the dude thought I was playing. So he goes, officer, man, look, nah, for real though. So, he brought me down here, and I'm like, bro, don't go down there all the way, whoop-de-whoop. And I'm sitting there like, okay. I said, bro.
He's like, I'm not from Lufkin. I'm not from Lufkin.
But I'm like, bro, I don't understand. Like, get out the car and go in there and fill out the app, and then he'll take you back home. And by this time, the other officers, they over there just cracking up. He's like, KD, work, drugs. And I said, huh? You here for what? He's, yeah, man, you brought me down here to get some work. And I was like, oh, drugs. Huh. And then the other buddy go, KD, I got it. I'm going to handle the call. And I said, yeah, I'm going to let you handle the call. And I just kind of walked off real slow. And we died laughing. God. I was just like, oh, I've had some moments, man. Just
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when you grow up in areas like us, they should issue an encyclopedia because, so it's not like just new words that people use; it's words that mean.
Yeah.
Like it already has a meaning, but then they just use it for something else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The slang,
like the Urban Dictionary stuff.
Yeah.
You've had a few moments, even with us recently, where you walked away and were like, I need a second.
Remind me which.
With you were with Stacy, y'all were on a follow-up. And I don't remember exactly who it was, but there was some, I don't remember if it was odors or just what was said. And you walked away and you were like, Stacy, I need a moment.
I have to think back. I don't
She'd
know.
be able to tell you
Yeah.
exactly.
She'll
We've had a
remember.
couple of odd ones.
Yeah. Okay, so when you start talking odors, so they tell you in police world, sometimes you're going to smell something and you won't be able to let it go for years. And I was like, I don't understand that. That's not true. Oh, it is very much so true. If you've ever smelled a body that has been inside of a house in July, they said they estimated 2.5, 3 weeks with no AC. Me and my partner, we get dispatched. And the craziest part about this story, it's his last day. Like, he's actually going back to corporate. And I'm like, all right. So we think the person's inside deceased. So I'm like, and he's like, bro, he's one of those he can't stomach. He goes, Katie, if they're in there, you take it. I'll do the paper. You go inside and search. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. But when we pull up, we're like 3 houses down. As you're walking up to the house, I promise you, the flies in that house was that big around, which tells us something's in there.
Yeah.
And as we open the door, we're looking, and then it hits you. And I was like, bro. And so we're sitting there arguing over who's going in. I'm like, bro, I know it's your last day. I don't care. You go. He was like, no, you already said you go. And the fire guys are sitting over there like that. Officer, which one of y'all want to go in? So I was like, I'll go. So we end up searching his house, and some of them, back then you didn't have the mask. This guy, one of the firemen, pulls up his shirt over his nose, and so we're creeping through the house, and we make a full circle, and we don't find it. It's a little bitty house. And I was like, nah, there has to be a better way. I see the flies. We can smell it. Something's in there. We got to go. So then we go back in a second time.
Like Detective KD.
We go back in a second time, and as we're trying to hold our breath and, shirts pulled up, like the guy had fell over, but I almost tripped and fell off of his feet. And I was just like, he right there. And so the manager's like, yep. And like the way he hit, his head hit the wall, it gashed, had a gash on his head. So then the maggots and flies. It was terrible. To the point to where that's one of those when you get home, you take your uniform off in the garage and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. But yeah, that smell is like you never forget it.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, because I have a strong stomach. Like, I don't usually get sick, but it's a involuntary reaction. It's like it's like getting tased almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like you think, I have a high pain tolerance, I can deal with that. But then as soon as it hits you, it's like, oh no, I don't have control over this. Like this is, it's the same thing with that smell.
Yeah, it was bad, pungent.
Yeah. We had one of those last summer.
Yeah.
And it was a 2 to 3 weeker. Down the street, you could smell it.
And you got to go in. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I was just
No,
thinking that,
I
like,
don't.
you're a mental health person. Why, like, you're not going to talk to them? Why?
But
do they have,
like if the call comes out like, hey, we haven't seen them. We know they're.
It was a frequent flyer of ours.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, burning hair is like that for me.
Burning hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a certain odor. Ugh. Yeah.
Gross.
So anyway, now this is the part where you step in and help us process our emotions and our PTSD.
That's for another time. That's for another time. Yeah, it's brutal. Those scents will stick with you.
You've been a cop for how long now?
Bro, 15 and a half. Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. Time flies. 4.5 left.
You're leaving at 20.
I'll go do something else at 20. Yep. I want to get into like personal training.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
Yep. So, but
Speaking of which, we still have that certification for you.
Yes, I will take that class. I don't know. Of course, again, I like helping people, but you talking about, I don't know, that's the ultimate help when somebody's like giving up. And of course, I won't say no names, but you can talk to people when they're like, I'm just going to look like this. And it's like, no, you don't really have to. It's going to suck, and there's going to be a bunch of days where you hate me, But if you make the commitment, I'll do it, and we'll work out. I mean, we had a whole workout group, bro. Like, and it was people from like CPA was there, and then just different units with it. You know, we worked out every morning. We was
Y'all were
That's
running
funny.
stairs.
Oh, we was doing everything
Yeah,
because I
you're
like
getting
it. I like to keep it fun, so it wasn't a monotonous. Oh, you just go to the weight room and lift weight. No. So we did stairs, boxing, dumbbell workouts, body weight, short sprints. We met at the CrossFit gym. So
awesome.
yeah, we did a little bit of everything, and it was fun. And I can tell you, like the people that were in there, they look different.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So
You've got a good strategy.
Yeah.
I think you do a lot of different stuff
Yeah.
with that.
yeah. So now
like
yoga
interesting.
certified.
Well, you're yoga trained. You're not certified.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Trained,
I know what
certified.
I am. I'm yoga something. Come on.
Yeah. We can do the tree pose, okay?
No, that was a lot of fun though. You did great. And I like the way that you have yoga incorporated because it's a good fusion of yoga positions and stretches, but you do kind of the athletic part of it too.
Yeah, because most of
Is
the
that like Pilates, where it's like yoga but harder?
No.
Nah. So, because most officers, especially if you hear yoga, it's like, I don't want to just do that. And it's like, okay, I guarantee you, I could bring you in there and you won't be able to stretch the way I'm going to make you stretch.
Well, it's actually really relaxing too.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is.
I went to one that was like she was a little out there. Like I mean, I think she felt like there were probably spirits in the room, but it was like the music and everything. It was actually really relaxing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, especially the way we do it. But I like to add that component of it's like a deep stretch. But you just got to remember, as we get older, the body wants to tense and be tight. And so then we start retiring and we don't have mobility. You know, hell, I can show you a 5, 10, 15, all the way up to 35-year officer, and you just see the differences. So it's like,
you feel the difference. I mean, I slacked off, and it's like now.
I'm
keep
feeling the
doing that.
difference, my brother. Trust me, with my injuries. But as we get older, yeah, we tighten up. So I think that's something that you can't make it mandatory, but you can really urge it. Just go, look, man, every officer, I don't care if it's before detail or after your shift, but you need 15, 25 minutes of good deep stretching. It helps.
And we were talking about the tactical athleticism piece of law enforcement and how that's such I think that's a popular term now is to look at officers, military, fire as tactical athletes. And that's it's very fitting because it is a super athletically demanding job. It can be. And you have to prepare for those moments in which you have to activate because they're going to happen, whether it's a foot chase or, whatever. It's going to happen.
Absolutely. So I equate this profession to almost like athletics, like football. You have to stay in shape to be good on the field, obviously. This is one of those that you're going to have to do some physically demanding stuff. And if you choose not to work out, that's on you. But what you're going to do is FMLA. You're going to get hurt. You're going to be workman's comp. The injuries are going to pile up. I always tell people, I don't care what you do, just do. Do something. You need to do something. I mean, hell, we offer BJJ, and it's free, I think, right?
Yeah.
Last time I heard, I think we have 3 or 4 gyms around the city.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff is free. Do something. But if you're that guy or girl, nope, I'm just going to put the uniform on. Okay, the first time you get in a foot chase, it's going to hurt. And I got news for you. One of my buddies hurt right now his hamstring, and that's called if you sit in the car for a certain amount of time, and then you, at the drop of a dime, you need to get out and run. I don't care if you're 21. That hurts.
Well, here's the thing. It hurts even if you are athletic. If you do everything the right way, you train, you stretch, all that, you're still more susceptible to injury because your athletes are going out there, they're warming up.
They're warming up.
Go, hey, I'm going to go do this athletic thing. Your relief pitchers are coming out. How long are they spending getting themselves warmed up?
Right.
You can warm up at the beginning of the day, but then your job necessitates sitting down and typing or standing around and talking for hours.
Yep.
And then boom. So you're already starting from behind.
Oh, absolutely. So, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, April, I hate the month of April. I had 4 injuries.
Dang.
4. 4.
At the same time, or
What?
you just kept doing
No,
stuff?
so I tried to work through them. So I pulled my hamstring playing softball. And then I went up for a layup in the basketball game, and I got fouled, and I landed on my back. But I tried to brace myself, so I sprained my hand, tailbone. And then the last one was my ankle. I went up for a rebound, came down on his foot, and twisted that to the point where the guy goes, "That's a sprain like," he goes, "I haven't seen that in a long time. You have a low ankle sprain, severe." So I was in a boot. I was on the little
I
cart.
saw you on a scooter.
Yeah, I was chasing Taco around the house. You know,
Maybe you're not the best like athletic liaison.
Yeah, but he's here standing, so
Yeah.
he's good now.
Yeah. So you're gonna go through it, man. But you have to stay active. You have to take care of your body. And the biggest reason is, man, if you work that long and hard for your pensions, man, you better take care of yourself to spend that money.
Yep.
Because those statistics are real. Those statistics are real. Past retirement.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how they hold up though, because there's been, and I don't know if you've noticed it, but at least, and maybe it's just at this department versus our old one. Because I see some pictures of guys at our old department where I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's still more the culture. But like now, eating fast food every day and just sitting around and being like, you put on 20, 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just accepted anymore.
Right. But that speaks volumes on the actual department.
Yeah.
And I think every department is going to be, different across the board.
Yep.
But like here, you're right. You don't see it as much. And then we do push taking care of yourself a whole lot more.
Hell, you'll see guys here who have been overweight fairly recently. They're in shape. You're like, what the hell happened to you?
I can brag on a few of them, but some of these guys are just there and they're working.
Yeah.
But I just want to take care of myself so that when I do slow down, I can go enjoy whatever.
Absolutely.
That last chapter of my life, if we'll say
The
that.
second chapter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I like that
Because
better.
I'm going to live to be 119. I've made my mind up.
All right.
Yeah. And driving.
Say in driving?
I want to drive.
You could drive your scooter. Maybe.
I
That might be a better.
to know if you're good at it now.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good driver.
Right.
Yeah. True story. So my brother called me this morning. He got in a wreck, and I was like, "Oh, bro!" I said, "You've already had like 2 wrecks in the past 12 months. Your insurance going through the roof." He goes, "No, I'm not gonna put this on my insurance." He says, "Well, guess who I hit?"
I didn't wait for the cops. I waited.
I said, "Well, how's that work?" He goes, "Well, guess who I hit?" And I said, "Who?" He hit his wife.
The car of.
Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
verify they were in vehicles?
Yeah.
Got it.
So they're following each other to I guess drop the kids off at daycare and then they go to work. And I said, "Well, what were you doing?" He said, "Man, I was fixing my contact. See, shout out to LASIK. Go get it." He goes, "I was fixing my contact and it had moved because sometimes they slide." And he goes, "I thought the light was green, but she had stopped." And he just, just enough to make her bumper fall on the ground. And he said they got out and they looked and he threw the bump in his truck and they took off. I said, "Oh, the police looking for you right now."
Wait, did you say he bumped
Her.
her? Like the car or her body?
The car.
Okay.
So
okay.
she's driving. She stops at the light.
Equally. He's like, yeah, my brother called me and told me he hit his wife.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not normally what that means. Normally that's not.
Yeah,
that's
I was
not
just making sure.
No.
Okay.
Like car accident, like boom.
Got it.
So they get out and
Okay.
look, and then he's like, "Oh crap, the bumper fell off." So he throws it in his truck, and then they drive off. I said, "Oh yeah, all the witnesses are going." Yeah, I have a good description, sir.
I worked one of those accidents one time. I could not believe it. Like where a husband had hit a wife or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, they were following, same thing. They were following each other. Yeah.
Bro, I'll see if I can paint this picture. Me and Capra was working an accident right here off of 161, and it was the weirdest call I've had in 15 years. I remember pulling up, and so it's on the service road going southbound, but the car is like this, and then there's another car right here, and I swear to you, I look over, and we see 2 people jump in the passenger seat to the driver's seat. So like they exchange. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So Capra looked at me. And as I'm walking up to the car, this guy gets out, and I don't know, he's like from Europe, but he has no shirt on. And he has blood coming down his nose. I'm telling you, just weird. I'm going to give you all the signs that we see. And so Capra looks
the
at me.
fact that he's European is a factor in this.
Well, like, no, so he had a beard. Like, I don't know what descendant, it was, because it was weird. He goes, "This is my car." And I'm like, huh, okay. So me and Capra are looking, and then we look off over in the field. So that was before those apartments and stuff were there, like cornfield. No.
Oh, I remember this story. Yeah.
So there's a black chick standing there, and she's like dressed up, but she's just looking at us like this. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? And I'm like, is this Children of the Corn? Like, what's going? And I'm like, okay, so man, what happened? Oh, he was exiting, and we hit each other. But yeah, you're spun around like, where were you? I don't know. And so me and Capra were looking. So then this guy goes, that is my car again. And he goes, I have my shirt. And he's wiping his nose with his shirt. So
That's your European accent?
Yes.
I was just
Okay.
thinking this is like Nigerian.
Oh, they all the same to me. So me and Capra was like,
yeah.
so we're like, well, sir, was somebody else in your car?
Like Portuguese.
And he
or
goes,
something.
He's like that guy. That goes, no. He's like,
He goes-
anyway, that's English.
no, I was riding by myself. And I'm like, nah, there is throw up on the passenger's side door behind the driver's door seat. And I'm like, well, who was sitting in the back? And he was like, it is my car. I was the only one in my car. And I'm like, well, how the hell did you throw up? And then, so not only did he throw up, but it was stuck to the door where it's not running off the door. So me and Capra, we're looking, and I'm like, I said, bro, I think that's throw up. And so we're looking for a bowl, like, well, maybe he was eating something. And there was no bowl.
You're looking for a bowl.
And by this time, the black chick that's
better
standing
knock her
by
out.
the children in the cornfield, she's gone. I said, bro, I don't know what's going on, but I'm about to get out of here. And so I was like, what? And so I
This is
think,
like the worst DWI investigation ever.
oh. And so she's gone. And I was like, I asked the ladies, I said, okay, well, did y'all know the chick that was standing over in the field? Yeah. And I'm like, we're like, come on, give me something, because we're the worst accident ever, bro. We were just sitting there and we're both baffled. I'm like, bro, I don't know who was going where. This guy threw up, but it's not throw up because it's not moving. I'm like, sir, what were you eating? You want to ask him that, but I didn't want to offend him. But
Yeah.
it was something I've never seen before. I'm like, well, let's just tow everybody's car and y'all can all walk together, because I think that y'all probably know each other. I do not know them. Huh, okay. It was just weird. It was so funny and weird.
Yeah, a few
that-
words.
he was very much. I think he knew he was in trouble or something. I'm like, bro, I'm
He
not.
thought he was in trouble.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not a
Yeah.
He
DWI.
got the luckiest response
So
ever.
weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
You haven't told this story very often.
Uh-oh.
But is your dad still okay with you doing this job?
So the backstory to that is, my dad has to be like the person that worries the most.
Yeah.
So in college football, I'm the smallest one on the field, usually 99% of the time. Are you okay with them big old boys out there? They look like they would hurt you. I'm like, Pops, I work out. I'm the fastest one on the field. I'm good, right? So he worried the whole time. And so then it's like, oh, Dad, I'm going to be a police officer. That's some dangerous stuff. You sure you okay with... Yeah. And so I was talking to him, and all the time. I said, Dad, I just hit 15 years. Well, that's a blessing. You okay with doing it, I guess. 15 years, you don't be scared I said, Pop, yeah, sometimes I'm scared. Well, have you ever thought about doing... No, Dad, I got about 4 more years left. But he worries about all the time. He's just, I don't know.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he's a worrier.
That's sweet, though.
I think it's funny because you tell that story half the episodes. and it cracks me up because the lead-in's always different, but I can always tell when it comes, and I just kind of like sit back, like, okay, here comes the dad story.
That's cute.
No, man, he's a country bumpkin. We'll see him in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's a country bumpkin, man. We go to Lufkin, sit out on the back porch, and have a good time.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Now, in your career, you've also done a couple of specialized things beyond just being a cop. You want to get into that just a little bit?
Man, so let me go back. So my first specialized unit was, we call it Police Athletic League, the coolest position to have. You wear workout clothes every day, because every day, all day, you're just going and talking to kiddos, and you're putting on camps, and you're out in the gyms and the football fields and you're trying to guide the kids that way. That was cool. And then it was like, man, I loved it, and I thought that was the best thing until I got on bikes. Holy crap. You're talking about you can see a different side of wherever you are, whatever neighborhood, if you just get on bicycles. So the previous agency, I think I rode bikes over there for a couple years, and I had to write a book on some of the things that we saw. And I actually am writing a book just talking about my 20 years.
Nice.
But yeah, some of the things that we saw because we were on bikes were just, it was unreal. And you try to explain to people and they go, no, you're making it up. And it's like, nah, I couldn't. Not where we were riding. But so over here, after the lateral, I rode bikes 3.5 years. That was fun. So the pinnacle of that was becoming a bike instructor, and then we had some guys follow us from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
And we flew them over for a week. And so they didn't speak any English. So we had LT now, but he was with them the whole 7 days because they didn't speak any English. And it was pretty neat because I think he was a colonel, and I'm sure I'm messing up their ranking system over there, but his job was to take what he learned here and go back and show 278 bike officers.
That's so cool.
How we did it here in GP because they like what we were doing. But yeah, so riding bikes and now community services, oh, bro, it's fun.
Yeah.
You do a lot that's off the books. So when people always ask, Katie, what do you do?
Like, circle back to the detergent thing.
They're like, what is your job? And it's like, no, the community service, we catch y'all. I mean, we do a little bit of everything from undercover stuff, plain clothes, gambling, to blue shoes, Noche de Fiesta. You run the gamut. You do everything when it comes to the community. And so like now, I don't know. I think one of my favorite things now is just going to talk to kids that are in trouble and single parent kids. So, but nobody knows about it because that's not something that we put on our agenda in the office. I get a phone call. It's like, hey, over at, I'll use this school for an example. Over in North Grand Prairie, we go up there and it's like, yeah, these two, they're fighting and they're, carrying on. And you talk to them, it's like, yeah, I don't have a daddy. I don't know who my daddy is. And they're full of anger and rage, and you can keep them out of trouble for a whole school year because I go up there every single Friday and I sit down or I go to lunch with them and, try to help them. So doing stuff like that, it's fun. But community services is where it's at. I mean, I know you're a detective and all, but community
I'm
services.
throwing the idea around. I think it'd be a lot of fun, especially if you and I got to be in a unit together.
Oh,
That'd be a
bro,
blast.
it'd be a blast. Because I know people say, oh, police, there's not a day where it's all the same. It's just not. Because you'll be sitting there and you get an email and chief is like, hey, can somebody go out here and handle this issue? Because we do what we call tickets. It's like, man, this burglar alarm is going off, and then you go out there and you talk to people and you figure out that they can sell you some tires for $100. And
That's it.
it's a win.
All
It's
you
a
have to do
win.
is take care of their alarm.
Yeah. That's it.
So, but yeah, man, 15 and a half years later. So I don't know. I hope I can stay there, but if not, I don't know. We'll see. But I like it.
You strike me as the kind of guy that you probably go anywhere. I mean, if they came in and said, hey, you're going back to patrol, you're not one of the guys that's just going to start crying. Like,
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Give me 4 days off every other weekend.
No kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? All right. As long as I can get days
Yep.
and take Ashton to school.
So, kind of wrapping up, 15 years, you're coming up. Obviously, I guess you're in the last little stretch for you. Looking back, I guess if you had to have one theme or one lesson learned that's worth sharing, what would that be?
I don't know. So what comes to mind, and I tell these young officers all the time, trust your training. Like, give you a quick story. So we're sitting, it was South Grand Prairie, and I remember pulling up with two young officers, and I mean, they're fresh out riding by themselves. And we go to an alarm call at a house, and I look over, and they both have rifles. And I'm like, okay. And we're walking, the garage is up, and we see a pile of suitcases, and the car is obviously not there, so the garage is up. And they're like, all right, Katie, let's go in. And I said, whoa. No. We're going to stand here for about 5 minutes, and we're just going to yell, Grand Prairie Police. Anybody home? Grand Prairie. And so they're looking at me, and you can tell they don't understand. And it's like, nah, I've been doing this too long. We're not going to rush in. If somebody's in there, they're in there. Yeah. So we're yelling, Grand Prairie Police. And no shit, about 4 minutes go by. Then this old lady comes to the door, and she's got a revolver in her hand. And then we go from 0 to 100 real quick. Drop the gun, police, drop the gun, da-da-da-da-da. So she set the gun down, and she was like, what's going on? She was an older lady, and it took her a while to get downstairs. It was her house. She forgot to let the garage down. Something so simple. And then the officer looks at me and goes, Katie, I would have smoked. Yes, you would have killed that lady in her own house. And, bro, it's not about being right or wrong. Then it's about they finna drag your family through the mud.
Well, and two, you just don't want that outcome.
There you go.
You know, people, we tend to forget sometimes. We look at it, we're like, this is legally defensible, or if I'm put in this situation, I'm technically legal. It's like, yeah, sure, I get that. Maybe you won't go to prison, but do you want to put yourself in a situation where someone that shouldn't be hurt is going to get hurt?
There you go. And so I try to tell all these young officers, man, just trust your training. We do a pretty good job of getting you spun up and getting you ready. Use it because it'll save you. And I know that night for sure it saved me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, no, just hold what we got. We're going to sit out here in the front yard and yell for a little bit. And they didn't like it, but we did. And,
well, yeah, I had one kind of like that. It wasn't quite that serious, but same thing, garage is up, and guys are ready to go inside. And but just a giant gun safe in the garage.
Yeah.
And there's the come and take it flags, and the Republic of Texas flags. And I'm like, that same stuff is in my house? And I don't want to go into this guy's house and meet him in this way if we don't have to. So let's be real sure. And sure enough, he comes up, 2 minutes later because he had left trying to find his dog or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, you pick up on little contextual clues. Like, hey, this guy probably has a lot of guns that he's prepared to use.
Yeah. So, and the message is still the same. Trust your training. Yep. And as you grow, you should grow as far as your skills. And like Nate is saying, I remember stopping a guy. Lewis actually stopped 4. And he's on this end and he's questioning this guy. But the one that I'm watching, I'm standing behind him. He is answering every question that Lewis is asking this other guy with his body language. The weirdest stuff. And so Lewis, because we always ask, man, do you have any guns on you? So I'm standing behind this guy and I'm watching him. And Lewis goes, hey, man, you got any guns on you? Down here. And this guy goes. And I remember going, bro, if you move, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
And I said, hold up, Lou. Hold up. Hold what you got. The 380 was in his pocket, loaded.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll. So trust your training, you guys and girls, as you experience and you grow, take that with you to every single call because you just never know.
And listen and pay attention.
You better pay attention. So, yep.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Finally got Katie in here.
Finally.
Yes. Finally. I'm in here all the time.
How bad was it?
I love it. We could probably talk another hour on other stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm excited about your book.
Yes, it's going to be good. So I'm going to write a book. So my brother wrote one, and I told him, I said, okay, you wrote the doctor book. Now I'm going to write the police book.
Yeah.
And so we'll try to get my sister to write a book over education because she's a teacher.
Very cool.
Yeah. I told you the Black Brady Bunch, bro.
Black Brady Bunch. And sell it as a collection. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Black Brady Bunch.
Yeah, that'd be dope. So we're going to do it.
Absolutely. I love it.
Nate's like, put a bunch of pictures in there, damn it. I don't want to read that stuff.
All right, Katie, I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, till next time.